How's it going, everyone? It's Logan back with another informative video today, and what we got is a good one. So I'm sure you've always asked yourself, what is some things that I can do to improve my overall health and wellness? And while there is a numerous different amount of things that you can do, we're going to talk about the simplest fix that you can do today to improve your diet. Some things when it comes to health and wellness make it kind of difficult to get into, but this is going to be some very low hanging fruit and a very simple thing that you can start doing today. When it comes to this simple thing to do, what we're going to talk about is drinking more water. Now, we all know that drinking more water is probably important and good for our health, and overall, just staying more hydrated is important. But I think we should first ask ourselves, why do we neglect drinking water in the first place? Now, I think one of the first simple things is time. Individuals don't have time for it, or at least perceive that they don't have time for it. They don't make time, and some people just don't want to have time for it. It's as simple as that. We do have very busy lives, so this can kind of add on to it as well. So if you don't have time to prepare healthy meals for yourself and, drink water, let alone for all the other tasks throughout the day, it's hard to get that water intake in. One of the other big complaints I hear about water consumption is the taste. It tastes bland, it tastes like nothing, there's not much substance to it. In a world where we are surrounded with delicious things that are high in fat and calories and taste so good, drinking water is very hard for us simply because it's not very palatable. And the last thing I'm going to mention on is kind of along the lines of time. It's accessibility. And some individuals don't have good access to drinking water, whether it's their job doesn't have proper drinking fountains, maybe the place that they work at, the water doesn't taste good at all. I know I've experienced that in my own job experience. Perhaps where they live, they don't get the cleanest and highest quality of water as well. So this can add, in addition, the barriers to drinking more water in our daily lives. A few simple ways to move around some of those barriers are some of the following. When it comes to time, you simply need to make a little bit more. And although this is a kind of duh thing, and of course, just make more time, it's making a priority, adding it as part of your life, and perhaps just in the morning, setting your water bottle next to your keys and stuff with water already in it. That's a really, really easy way to kind of incorporate it and ultimately not lose out on any time. Throughout the day, taking frequent drinking breaks is also a very good tactic. Potentially every hour on the hour, make sure you drink. And then another one that I like to use a lot is just the simple pounding method. As in, whenever I have the opportunity to drink water, I drink a lot of it. People may say you might get water intoxicated, as in you're basically drinking so much water you may literally drown yourself. This will only happen if you drink an absurd amount of water. So just drinking a liter of water all at once is not going to matter at all. And I use the pounding method, if you will, very frequently. Comes to taste, similarly to the first one, you can just kind of rip off the Band-Aid and just drink it. Just realizing that although it might not taste the best, it's gonna improve your health and overall make you feel a lot better. One of the tactics I do employ, though, to make it taste a little bit better, if you do want it to taste better, is adding some of those little drink sweetener things. They're usually 0 calories, they offer a little bit of sweetness and make drinking that water much, much more palatable. Also, when it comes to taste, you can drink or eat things that have a high water content in them, but still taste good. For example, one of the first things that comes to mind is some broth-based soups like chicken noodle soup. This is very high in water, and although it does have a lot of sodium in it, it makes it taste a lot better. So if you don't have any concerns about increasing sodium in your diet, having some of those options as well could be a good use for you. And then the last little barrier is accessibility. And I think we can do two different things for accessibility. The first one being to simply buy more bottled water. And if you are not somebody who enjoys buying bottled water, I know I'm not. I think this is really important to planning your day and finding and knowing where there are good water sources for you that make it easy for you to drink. So for example, if you are going to work and know that there's not many good sources of water at your job, potentially stopping on the way to work at a Starbucks or McDonald's, getting a little bit of water from there before you go to work. Potentially you have a friend that can bring you some water as well. Trying to find options for yourself that are easy through your day and make it just overall more convenient are the name of the game here. And of course, we know these things are important for us, but what are some actual tangible evidence of what drinking more water can do for you? Now, the first thing that I think of is that it really helps with constipation and keeping your body regular. If you don't drink enough water throughout your day, your stool or essentially poop before it leaves your body is going to become hard. It's not going to be able to move through your digestive system well, and it's going to cause a lot of constipation, potentially some cramping in your small and large intestine, and it's going to feel really uncomfortable. So that's one of the things that I notice in drinking more water. I get a lot more regular. In addition to this, another thing that drinking more water does for you is to actually potentially help you eat less and lose a little bit of weight. When you drink more water, obviously that water is filling up your stomach compared to potentially other higher calorie food items. So if you're trying to decrease the amount of food you are eating around meal times, you can simply drink a lot of water before your meal, so then your stomach will already be full and you're not going to want to eat as much because you're already going to feel that feeling of fullness. In addition to this, one of the things that being dehydrated can actually mask as is simply being hungry. So for example, if you are feeling hungry, a lot of times this could be because you're dehydrated and your body simply needs some water. It's a very interesting thing, but again, something else to consider that increasing your water intake will inevitably help with. And one of the last things that we all deal with is headaches. Nobody wants headaches, especially ones that are water related. So increase that water intake to reduce the headaches and just make yourself feel better. And one of the last things that I think drinking water does that's really important is it'll make you drink less of other beverages, specifically high calorie, high sugar beverages such as soda, energy drinks, and even fruit juices. These options make it really hard to lose weight if you are trying to lose weight, and simply cutting those out and putting water in place of them, which, as we know, water has no calories in it, will decrease the amount of calories you're consuming overall. This is a great way and a very easy method to move towards weight loss. So I really appreciate you guys checking in on this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and give a few of these a shot. Next time you're trying to think about an easy way to increase your health and wellness, drink a little bit more water that day. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.